Hello, you knuckleheads. This is UFC Hall of Famer Don Frye, the Predator, Otoko Juku. That means man of men. I'm here to do a lifetime story with the Hannibal TV. Get ready, get set. It's not going to be as exciting as some, but it's better than most. Don't miss it, or I'll come over there and kick your door down.
This is Hannibal from thehannibaltv.com, and I'm here with MMA legend Don Frye, who was also a very successful professional wrestler in Japan, which some MMA fans might not know. To start this off, I guess you're in the hospital. Do you want to tell us why you're here, just for the fans, so they're not thinking it the whole interview?
Yeah, they're going, what's going on? Not an angle, not shooting an angle. I screwed up again and broke the rods in my back for the second time. So it'll be the fourth time I broke my back, I don't know, but yeah, everything was going good, and then all of a sudden things are starting going downhill, and I went to see a doctor having a regular appointment. He looked at the x-rays and the CAT scan, said get your butt to the ER right now. Then they put me in a surgery the next day.
Well, you're lucky that you have good medical care here, and it sounds like you're
damn right, God bless America.
Yeah. So to start this off, you want to just tell us a bit about what your childhood was like?
Heck, I had a great childhood. My dad was in the Air Force, you know, so we bounced around every year and a half, 2 years. My brother hated it, but it worked out good for me, because about the time I wore out my welcome, it was time to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so worked out perfect for me.
What sports did you play when you were younger? I guess you wrestled, obviously.
No, I didn't. I played, Pee Wee football, Little League T-ball, in Little League, and then I did a year of judo when I was stationed, or my dad was stationed at Langley Air Force Base. And then about the 8th grade, Coach Gashardo down there in Sierra Vista wanted me to go into wrestling, and I went out for one day. I said, this ain't for me. So I went and found a place to go box. So I did, I boxed amateur for that year, and had one match, got in the ring, knocked the guy down. He broke my nose, and my mom decided my boxing career was over. So I went back to football, and the next year, Jerry Peckinpah, he got me into wrestling. Okay. And then that moved me up to, I got lucky and pinned everybody in the first round, so they moved me up to varsity, halfway through the season with Coach Manny Martinez. So then I got real lucky and, placed a few times in the national tournaments, Greco freestyle. And then I got really lucky and got a scholarship at ASU in front of Bobby Douglas.
Right, and Dan Severin, I guess, was one of the assistant coaches there at the time. I've actually wrestled him a few times, and we've interviewed him. What do you think of Dan Severin?
I love Dan Severin. Dan, because of you, all of this has happened to me. Thank you, Dan. My neck got broke, my back got broke 4 times, my shoulders have been broken, my hand twice.
How is he still walking around fine is what I want to know.
Dan, he's something else, isn't he? He's amazing. He's amazing. I know that Bobby Douglas called me a medical phenomenon because I got in a bad wreck, and then made a comeback. And I'm back in college. And but man, Dan is he's a freak of nature. Goddamn, he's 57, and he's still out there, had too many surgeries,
Yeah, he might even be closer to 60.
Yeah.
But he looks younger.
He looks fantastic, yeah.
And why did you transfer from Arizona State to Oklahoma State?
Well, I had a bad accident, I'm glad, Coach Douglas, I am so sorry. I've lied to you for 20 years, sir. Here's the truth. I told him I got hit by a car riding my bicycle, when all the truth is, me and myself and Rod Severin and a couple other guys, Rod's Dan's little brother, we were out drinking and riding those 3-wheelers. And we were hitting it pretty hard, doing the jumps and all this. And we're across the track, and these guys pulled up in their trucks, you know, when they get out and they have their suits and helmets on. I said, look at the little sissies, you know. Next thing you know, I take off, land, boom, 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 boom. Broke my neck and didn't know it. I just thought I messed up my shoulder, but broke my neck. That was the first time. And so that I wrestled, tried wrestling the rest of the year for Coach Douglas, but there was only one arm, you know, because it took this side. And then they put me on a medical scholarship because I couldn't compete anymore. And I rehabbed it really hard the next year. I believe that was the Christmas season of 87, 86, 87. And then I rehabbed it and came back in 88. And I won the Southwestern Regional United States Olympic Trials in Las Vegas in both Greco and freestyle.
Wow.
So, and then I took 5th in the nation. Goddamn Canadian beat me for 4th.
Who was the Canadian?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't want to. But yeah, I'm sorry, Coach Douglas. I've been lying to you for 20 years, sir. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Did you have any contact with Randy Couture in that time?
Well, only when I went to Okie State, yeah.
Okay.
He was the 190 pounder. I was the heavy, and I was, you know, light heavy. I had gotten married that summer, and you know, you don't have two pennies rubbed together. You know? And so my weight was about 205, 210. You know, so I wasn't a very big heavy.
I see.
And then the marriage went to shit, and my wrestling went to shit, and I was voted off the team.
Really? They took a vote on it? Wow. So is that when you had your one boxing fight at Pro?
No, I had 8 boxing fights.
Okay.
What it is, I fought 1 or 2 underneath the name Don, and then I fought under JR, because JR is the name I used growing up.
Okay.
For junior. You know, so you can look that up, because Ann Evans and I looked that up last year, and I guess it must have disappointed him because he hasn't talked to me since.
So why didn't you pursue that further? You just
I had no good.
Okay.
No good. I was good at catching punches. You know,
yeah.
But I didn't put any effort into it, so I got exactly what I deserved out of it. Put in nothing, so I got nothing.
And how did you end up getting into MMA? I guess you started training with Severn a little bit.
Well, hell. I got out of fighting, and then I did some bartending. I did some construction work, and then I worked for a guy named Tony Newfang. He was a horseshoer, and then
were you a firefighter as well?
Yeah. And then somebody told me about the day's office. You know, you work 10 days a month, so that's a job for me.
Yeah.
So I picked up the phone, called every town in Arizona. Nobody's hiring, so I called up Santa Fe, New Mexico, and they were hiring, so I went up there, tested, got hired. In the interview, they said, you know, you make this much a year, that breaks down this much a month, breaks down this much a day, breaks down to about $4 an hour. What do you feel about that? And I'm thinking, these guys are lying to me. This is the capital, the capital city of a state. They can't pay $4 an hour.
Right.
I said, that's no problem. I want to be a firefighter. I won't do it. So they hired me, and then, we went through the academy, and all that, and got my first paycheck. It was $4 an hour. So my wife worked at a pet store, and I worked at a pet store with her, and then we rented out a couple rooms in her house, and we still couldn't make it. So I had to pack up. I had to retire. It broke my heart because those guys were great guys, they were really great guys.
Yeah, because it's on the internet, which is, I guess you've cleared this up now, that it said that you had to quit firefighting because of the controversy when UFC first came.
Oh, that was in Bisbee, yeah.
Okay.
We're still about a year or two away from that.
Oh, okay. So
so I took the wife back to Arizona, Hereford, Arizona, dropped her off at my parents' house, and I went off to Oklahoma horseshoeing school for 12 weeks. They came back, and I did an apprenticeship with a guy named Thai bass singer, best horseshoer I've ever seen in my life, man, just a magician. And well, I was starting my business, working for him. I was working at a psych facility, and then I was a reserve at the Frye Fire Department, no relation, and did that for a couple of years, and then finally a position opened up with Bisbee. So Tyler got tired of watching me lag on the job, so he fired my ass, and I got hired on with Bisbee, and I quit Frye, and so I only had 2 jobs, my own horseshoeing business and Bisbee. And I was good for a few years, and then this UFC thing came along, so what's that? So Dan Severn on there. So I was going through, I started taking up judo because my first divorce was going bad on me.
Yeah.
So I was firefighting and horseshoeing and doing judo, and then I called up Dan and said, Dan, can you get me in on this? He said, sure. So he got me in.
I see. So when you saw it, you thought it was something you'd be good at, obviously.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been punched, I've been wrestled. I mean, there wasn't anything I couldn't do.
And your first UFC was the UFC in Puerto Rico, where it was still the tournament format. Any thoughts going into that, having to fight possibly 3 times in a night?
Yeah, my ex-wife used to make fun of me. She said, you got these wild-eyed, get-rich-quick schemes. When I stepped in the ring the first time against that big old Puerto Rican, they closed the door. I go, geez, me and my wild-eyed, get-rich-quick schemes. Here I am,
Yeah.
But I had the advantage because, when you wrestle for Arizona State and Oklahoma State, you wrestle in front of big crowds, a lot of those guys froze up.
Yeah.
A lot of guys still freeze up.
Yeah.
They're great in the workout room, in the gym, but, it's a different story when you got 20 or 30 or 40,000 people out there yelling.
Was there air conditioning that night?
No, not a bit. Not a bit. It was hot, boy. Hot and humid. A beautiful island.
Yeah, and you took on Gary Goodridge in the final, I think, for that one. Yeah. Any memories of that fight?
Oh man, looked across the ring. I thought, God damn, that guy's big. Just, keep moving, Frye. Keep moving.
You ended up having 2 more fights against him. He told me that you guys are friends when I interviewed him. Is that true? You still keep in contact with him?
Yeah.
So I guess at that point, it was around then that you would have stopped firefighting? Or?
Yeah, in between 8 and 9, because I asked for time off to train for UFC 9, and Jackie Ernest is the chief, God bless him. A good guy. He's solid for the guys, and I need the time off, and he went to the city manager, and that guy was up McCain's ass, trying to get points. Yeah. So he said, no, we can't pay the overtime, blah blah blah. It's just, he'll have to make a choice. So, but Jackie went to bat for me.
Is it true that they wouldn't allow you to train at your high school too?
No, that was Bisbee High School I couldn't train at.
Oh, okay, a different one.
Yeah, not my high school was Buena High School.
Okay.
But Bisbee wouldn't let me because the wrestling coach's son. I started dating this girl who used to previously date the wrestling coach's son, and he was harassing her. I jerked him aside. I said, "Don't be going down the road anymore. Don't be harassing her anymore." And he went. He acted like a tough guy. He went and told Daddy. So Daddy said, "You can't work out here anymore."
So UFC 9, that you had a successful victory in that one. Could you see UFC was starting to get more popular then in a big arena in Detroit?
If that's the first thing you thought, yeah, Cobo Arena, Joe Louis Arena. But then when they tell you, you can't punch, you're going to go to jail. They had that. They were in court all week long in Puerto Rico for 8. And they were in court all week long for 9. And then, John McCarthy comes in the locker room and says, look, guys, you know, the cops are watching us, the politicians are watching us. If you do this, you know, you're gonna be fine. You know, you can't do this, you can't hit, you can't, with a closed fist, you can't do this. So I says, what, are you crazy? What do you mean you can't? And he says, or you'll be fined sometime, some amount, somewhere. So, okay.
I see. And then, of course, you had your first match with Mark Coleman after that, I guess.
Yeah, he beat the hell out of me, didn't he? With a beautiful fight for him, huh?
He said that that was one of the toughest fights he ever had, and he could sense every time he saw you after that, there was a lot of tension.
Oh yeah, I hated him. I watched that fight every day, you know, for a year, I think. You know, it just ate away at me, and you know, just destroyed me. But you know, that's life. You know? Yeah. God bless him. He's a hell of an athlete. You know, him and Kevin Randleman. I think Kevin Randleman was the best athlete to ever be in that, you know, in that cage. You know, and Mark's real close up there. Mark
was saying that you still wanted a third fight afterwards.
Yeah. Well, what happened that second fight is I was having marriage problems, and he was having marriage problems, and he had 2 daughters, and I had 2 daughters, and there's a lot of similarities, so I put myself in his shoes, and that's where you go wrong. When you can't humanize your opponent.
Right.
When you do that, you lose.
That's true. And you won the UFC in Japan as well.
Yeah.
Any memories of going over there for the first time?
That was really neat. I went over there back in 84 or 83 or 84 with the high school wrestling team.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
interesting.
Cultural exchange team. I think 83. And that was, but going back there, you know, it was completely different. 10 years later, it was really neat. I really enjoyed Japan. I love Japan.
And you won the Ultimate 96. Any thoughts on that and your fight against Tank Abbott in that one?
You know what? It's funny because my older brother Craig, you know, he's about 6'7". He says, "Whatever you do, dumbass, don't trade punches with him." You know? And I go out there lumbering. I step both heels down like a dummy. You know, and you see it plain as day on the tape. You know, heel, and then bap, I'm right on my ass. I go, you know. Yeah. You know, made the he caught me flat-footed. You know, made the ultimate mistake.
What do you think of him as a fighter? Because I think he's kind of underrated. He may not have trained the hardest, but he was.
He trained. He lied about that.
Yeah.
He trained. You know, he trained. Yeah, hell, he was hard hitting. You know, goddamn, he bench pressed 600 pounds.
Yeah, there's videos of it.
Yeah, and then they had Jesse Reed training, so it doesn't matter up. He's sitting on a bar stool getting off, but yet he's benching 600 pounds, and Jesse Reed is training him.
Yeah.
Right? Which one is it? He's training.
Exactly. He's
training.
Think that, yeah.
He just said it was a good gimmick, you know. Oh, I'm just drinking and beating people up, you know. Yeah. That's what the people wanted back then.
And when we interviewed him, he said that possibly he thought that Mark Hall may have thrown the match that he had against you. Not that Mark could have beat you, but he thought in that tournament that Mark may have just...
Everybody's made that claim for 20-some years.
Yeah.
You know what? You got your ass kicked. Tank, accept it. You know, that's all there is to it. You know, geez Louise. I mean, Tank had an easy go. He had Cal Worsham, who, God bless him, he had almost died at UFC 9 6 months earlier. Right?
Yeah.
He had a punctured lung.
Yeah.
So, you know, how healed up you going to be after something like that? So, you know, they give him Cal, who's, you know, I mean, shit. You're walking around 25% with a wounded lung coming back after 6 months, you know, and then they give him Glass-Jawed Joe that second round, you know. So they had it tapered for him to win.
I see. And your fight with Ken Shamrock.
I should have kept my mouth shut. You know, Ken impressed me. Ken impressed the hell out of me that fight. He really did. I was so impressed with him because I made a mistake of taking my back had just started going bad before that fight from the pro wrestling, so I made a mistake of taking an oxycodone, Vicodin, before the fight. And when you do that, it's like, you're in water up to your neck and you're breathing way up to your, because you're breathing water, you're moving slow, you can't think. And so I shouldn't have done that. I should have just waited the extra hour and did it after the fight, and sucked it up. I should have been a man about it, but I screwed up, and so, it was like fighting in reverse and blindfolded,
Did anyone ever approach you about fighting Ken Shamrock in a pro wrestling match?
No, nobody did.
That probably would have drawn really well in Japan.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
How did you start?
We actually did a match together, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, him and I were tag teams against Muda and another fella. And it was pretty neat, because I think after the match he attacked me or I attacked him, I can't remember.
Who was the one that brought you into wrestling?
Into pro wrestling?
Yeah.
Brad Reagans.
Brad Reagans?
Brad Reagans, yeah. Brad's a great guy. Have you ever met Brad?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he's great. He's up there in
Minnesota.
Yeah. He worked for Vern, and Brad was 4th place in the Olympics, Canadian Olympics, Montreal in '76, and then he was on the, going to be a gold medal in '80. That we boycotted. That was his year.
Did you already have a contract with New Japan by the time he started training you, or did you have to train in order to get hired?
What's funny is, here comes Ken Shamrock back into my life.
Yeah.
They had signed Ken Shamrock because they wanted a fighter, an American bad guy, tough fighter, real fighter, shooter. And he took that contract and went to WWE, and obviously went that way. So I left them hanging high and dry. And Brad is, lifelong friends with Masa Saito, and worked with Antonio Inoki,
Yeah.
And so Masa-san and Inoki-san and Brad and I can't think of the fighter, the judo fighter, Ogawa.
Okay.
And Fujita. They all came over to meet me, and they flew me up there Brad called me on the phone. I'm sorry, I'm missing a big hole in this. Brad called up Jeff Blatnick, because Jeff and him were buddies from the wrestling, from the Greco.
Yeah.
Okay, Brad trained Jeff for the '84 gold medal. And so Brad called up late Jeff Blatnick and said, who do you have? And God bless Jeff, he recommended me. So then Brad called me up, and I spoke with Brad for 2 or 3 hours. And then they flew me up there, and we went out and had dinner, we all met, and it was like I knew these guys my whole life. It was really neat.
So you were offered an extended contract, obviously you were there for a while.
I worked on a handshake deal for first year, and it was a real good handshake deal. And then they signed me to a deal and burnt the bridge both ends. They got their money out of me then.
Yeah. Is it true that Kurt Hennig had a role in your training as well?
Oh yeah, Kurt was a great guy. Yeah. Kurt was a great guy. Because Brad loved Kurt. They like brothers. It broke his heart when Kurt passed away. Brad's a great guy. He should have a book. He really should.
Did Kurt ever play one of his famous ribs on you?
Oh my God! Oh, he H-bombed me. We got on the plane in Minneapolis. Brad and Kurt and I got on the plane to go over there. He H-bombed me. I didn't wake up for 2 days, man. I don't remember going into the country, driving to the hotel. I don't remember anything for 2 days. Like, where the hell am I?
Did he ever grapple or shoot wrestle with you at all? Because I know he had a bit of an amateur background.
Oh, he'd get in there, play around, but then he'd fake an injury, for the old Kurt Hennig,
He fought Antonio Inoki in his retirement match, which was pretty huge. What did you think about that match?
That was amazing. You know, the Takayama-san fight and the Inoki-san fight, the two biggest events, you know, outside my $2 being born. You know, they just amazing event. You know, they had, you know, it was an event, big giant production, and they had Ali there up on sign, lighting the torch like he did at the '96 Olympics. You know,
yeah,
pretty neat.
How did you like being a heel? Because in MMA you were usually the baby face.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, you know, because in high school wrestling I got booed a few times, you know, at other schools, and in college when I was with Okie State and we went up and wrestled Nebraska, you know, I wrestled heavy, and then by that time all the fans are on the floor, you know, they left their seats on the floor, and we'd go out, you know, off the mat, and everybody was kicking me. I enjoyed it a lot.
That's hilarious. And you fought the great Muda a couple of times, who's a big star over there.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's an amazing wrestler. You know, he super charismatic. Hell, he was the best worker on the planet at one time. You know, he's just amazing. I went over there just a few months back, you know, and Muto-san and I went and saw Takayama-san, you know, and...
were you visiting or were you making an appearance?
What do you mean?
When you went back a few months ago to Japan?
Yeah, it was a wrestling match.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really work much.
Oh, you got in there, you're still getting in the ring?
Yeah, I got in the ring, yeah, and, you know, got in there, and his Tenzan said, you know, they knew my back was bad, and so they said, well, just take me down, get on me, do the mount, and I'll get the ropes, you know, and then we'll tag out. And then at the end of the match, I got Taya from Hawaii has got one, he's on my side, he is an 8-man tag, and so he's got the guy tied up, and Chono-san comes in with a chair. I take it away, and then I caught Taya.
How did you like being involved in Chono's stable when you were doing that angle?
Well, good. I'm back in Chono's stable. That was it.
You're back in it now,
Yeah. That was the angle. I betrayed Muto and went back to Chono.
How were the fans over there? They must have taken care of you really well because you're both an MMA and a wrestling star.
They were nice. The fans are fantastic over there, you know.
And I hear that there's pretty good sponsors too.
Yeah, everything treats you real good.
Did you
real friendly, you know? I mean, back when I was there for a fight one time, I took 5 or 6 guys, right? You and Steve and a couple of training partners, you know, and about 5 guys, and we were having dinner at the Sizzler, and some gal, you know, in her 50s just walks up and grabs the bill, you know, and buys our dinner. Hey, what are you doing? She said, "Oh, this is me." You know, well, thank you. You know, it's amazing.
You were single for some of the times when you were wrestling in Japan, right?
No.
No, you always had a wife?
I always had a wife, yeah.
Okay.
Why? Where are you going with this?
I was just wondering just because of the females over there.
No, everybody. I was a heel to everybody. They were all scared of me, even the women.
Oh, they took it that seriously?
Huh?
They took it that seriously?
Yeah. They were scared to death of me, which is okay. That way you don't have to worry about it, you know. Not tempted.
What do you think about Bob Sapp, who also wrestled a little bit over there?
I love Bob. I think Bob's a great guy, you know. I think he's fantastic, and God bless him. You know, like Maurice Smith said, he'd never seen anybody who can't fight make so much money fighting.
The last fight I saw, man, there's no way it could have been real. I don't know if you saw that against the chubby Asian guy. It's on YouTube. Yeah. It looked, I don't know if your brother saw it, but there was...
Bob's fight?
No. Yeah.
But just ate breakfast with him all the time.
Yeah. No, it was some chubby Asian guy that didn't even look like he worked out against Bob.
Yeah.
But Bob ended up covering up, and they called the match. But I just couldn't see there's any way that guy could have beaten Bob.
Are you kidding me?
I'll show it to you after. It's online. It just was a strange.
When was this?
Recently, like last year.
Wow. 'Cause I know Bob called me up about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was all upset because, you know, he like making a world tour, you know, losing, you know. I said, Bob, what do you care? You're getting paid $20,000 a match. You get paid. Nobody else is making any money in this planet right now. You know, we're in a depression, not a recession. You're making money. What do you care what these idiots are saying?
Yeah.
You know, God bless you. I says, sign me up. I'll go lose for $25,000.
Oh, exactly. And why do you think they never put the IWGP World Title on you? Because you were that over in Japan.
You know, I wonder that too. I wonder that too. And Masa wanted to, you know, Masa Saida wanted to. God bless him. He went to bat for me so many times, you know. He protected me. But I don't know, maybe in Japan they go in waves, you know. Maybe they like their guys to be on top for as long as possible. Maybe that was it. They wanted a Japanese guy to have the strap.
And the famous match you had in MMA at Pride 21. I'm not going to butcher the guy's name.
Yoshihiro Takayama-san.
Yeah.
Thanks.
One of the most famous fights ever.
Thank you. God bless him, man. He severed his spinal cord a couple years ago, you know. And Muto, like I said, Muto-san and I went and saw him in the hospital. What was that, February? A couple months ago, right?
Just a couple months ago.
Yeah, God bless him.
Is that one of the fights you took the most punishment in your career?
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, I look like a grapefruit, man. Yeah, I tell you what, he put the boots to me, man.
And for that one kickboxing fight you had against Jerome LeBanner, did they just offer you a lot of money to take that? Because obviously kickboxing is not your specialty. To
put it mildly, that's a nice way to end the interview, right? You know what? That was like 6 or 8 weeks after I'd fought Takayama, and I just at the Takayama fight. You know, when I saw him the other month, I said, "Man, you stole part of my soul. Can I have my soul back?" You know, I just wasn't. You know, after the Samurai fight, after Takayama fight, it just wasn't the same, right? You know? And so when it came time to do the LeBanner fight, I just sat out on the back porch and smoked a cigar, drank tequila, you know. And wonder what the hell I was doing, you know, but I went over there and stole their money, you know. But, yeah, I haven't been the same, you know, since those 2 fights. You know, fighting that guy took part of my soul.
How did K1 treat you compared to Pride?
They treat me a lot better. Let me tell you that for sure. Pride ripped me off. Pride lied. They owe me about $200,000. You know, once I thought it was $100,000, but then I got to counting it and it was $200,000. You know, because they were supposed to pay your taxes. And I did the last Pride fight, and it was the first time I ever recorded this, I think. You know, because you know you don't want to talk shit, but fuck that guy. You know, Saka Guevara, fuck you. You know, he cheated me out $200,000. You know, go to get paid the next day. You know, and he's not there. He said he's on the phone. They gave me the phone. He says, "Oh, hi, Don-san." I says, "Yesterday, Japanese IRS come to our office looking for you." He says, "They're downstairs in the lobby right now waiting for you." So I had to go down there and, because they had to pay my taxes for me, like it was part of the deal.
Right.
So, I had to go down there and write them a check, get out of the country.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
And your fight against Akebono, who was a huge star over there, that was a pretty good victory for you.
Yeah, that was a good victory. Takayama-san messed up my shoulder, with that one knee, just one knee, and he destroyed my shoulder and messed up my back, and Akebono, so I went into the Akebono fight with a bad back and he broke it, those goddamn sumo wrestlers are strong, boy. That's serious shit.
Yeah.
He put me in the corner, and almost cheese grated me through the ropes. He just, screwed on my back real, broke it, So a couple points,
nice.
And that's, I didn't even know it. That's when it really got bad,
And you had another win over Kim Min-so.
Yeah.
Who was a big giant over there.
Yeah.
What was that like, going against a guy that huge?
Oh man, that was tough. That was a tough fight, because I wasn't moving very well,
Yeah.
He was a Olympic silver medalist, right, in judo.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was strong.
He knocked out Gary Goodridge too, I think.
Oh yeah. Wow. He was a hell of an athlete, man. He was a hell of an athlete. I mean, to be to place in the Olympics, you gotta be.
Yeah. And you mentioned to me before that superstar Billy Graham, who we interviewed, came to one of your fights. What are your thoughts on him?
I love Super. He's just amazing, man. That guy is the original, promo guy. I love Terry Funk promos. I love Ric Flair promos. But Superstar's promos are off the charts. He give him a little spoon or something, he cut a promo with a spoon,
Yeah, that's true. He does cut promos on everything. Well, he's a big fan of yours, and he came to one of your fights in Tucson a while ago, and he has nothing but good things to say about you. Is there any reason you think you didn't get over more or get more jobs in North America as a pro wrestler?
I think I have a bad attitude, I didn't know how the game was played,
Yeah. I know too well that it's very political over here.
Yeah. I wouldn't have wanted to work with NWO anyways,
No. They were throwing around a lot of money in those days.
Right, but it wouldn't have been worth the money. No. The crap that was going on back there.
What was your favorite MMA fight that you had overall?
Probably the that's a tie, because God bless Takayama, there's that, because he made me famous.
Yeah.
That's what he told me when I went and saw him. He said, "You made me famous." I said, "What?" He says, "Thank you." He says, "Everywhere I went, all over the world, they would say, 'You're the guy that fought Don Frye.' He says, "Thank you. You made me famous." I was like, "You made me famous." Everybody always bring you up. But that fight, and then the Amari Batesh fight, in number 9, and then my first fight against Mark.
Yeah.
When Mark beat the hell out of me, he just made me realize something. I didn't know about myself. God bless him. He turned me into a man that night. Turned me into a man.
And you ended up becoming friends out of it too.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man.
And there was a fiasco in 2007 at the Cow Palace where I guess you didn't get paid for an autograph signing.
Yeah, I don't know. I was so drunk, pilled up, I don't remember. I was on my back. I was on 5 different narcotics and a bottle of tequila.
Is that the same time that you had the fight with the guy from Dog the Bounty?
Yeah, that piece of shit, yeah.
What was that all about?
Like I said, I was so boogered up.
I don't even know what that was.
Well, I know he was in there yelling at this whole room full of fighters. And he's yelling at everybody, and they're all sitting there curled up letting him yell. And I finally said, "Fucking shut up," And I was in no position to tell anybody to shut up.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
And how did you end up getting into acting? You've been in a lot of movies, including the Godzilla movie.
Oh man, was that neat or what, to be in a Godzilla movie? The 50th year anniversary, and that was the last Godzilla of a guy in a suit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and after that was at Toho Studios, and they filled in the pool after that movie. You know, yeah, that was Ruhei Kanemaru-san. You know, was the director, and I guess he was just a fan of mine, and he wanted me to fight, and he wanted me to be in the movie, and he had that part, you know, and they looked for me, couldn't find me, and they finally found me. And then a couple years ago, he called me up. He's in Hollywood now, and he called me up, and I went over and had lunch with him and his wife and 2 sons. And then he offered me a part in his new movie, and I had already had the back surgery scheduled back then. And him and another guy assistant director got in an accident on the way to the first day of filming, so I got delayed 2 weeks. And during that 2 weeks, I got my surgery, and then everything went to hell. And he didn't even know what happened to me for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a hard guy to track down.
Yeah.
Is there a way, maybe you could say this now, well, I remember if someone wants to book you for autograph signings or something, is there a public way people can reach you through your Twitter or something?
Yeah. What is my Twitter? At Don Frye Fighter or something?
I don't know, man. I can't remember.
Yeah, so if people tweet to you or message you on Twitter about,
I think it's Don Frye Fighter.
If there's paid autograph appearances or something.
All right.
And what was your favorite movie of all the movies that you've been in? Was it the Godzilla one?
Oh, the Godzilla, Public Enemies, you know, I got a part in that. It was great, you know, because that was like learning every day. You know, you had Stephen Lang, you had Johnny Depp, and you had Christian Bale, you know, who was the 3 greatest actors on the planet, you know. And then I did a movie with Michael Pare, and watching these guys work, it's just, you know, it's like being in a university every day. Man, you're getting paid to train and to see the best. Those are the 4 best guys.
And do you still follow MMA?
When I remember. You know, I mean, lately I've been kind of tied up with the back.
Yeah.
You know, so I haven't been able to go out anywhere. So not so much as I used to.
Is there anyone out there that you like watching? Obviously, probably heavyweights.
Yeah, I love Stipe, man. I can't believe he lost, you know, and he should have a rematch. Should have been an immediate rematch, you know, and there's no reason for Cormier not to give it to him. I mean, to hell with holding out for Brock. Brock's a great athlete, you know, but he's not going to come back, you know.
Oh, you don't think Brock's going to come back at this point?
I don't think so. He's making good money, you know. He might, but the thing is,
he is making better than good money. He's making huge money.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
God bless him, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. So why would you set it up, you know?
Apparently he made $10 million, not including bonuses, or including bonuses for his last MMA fight or something.
Yeah.
Lesnar, but
wow, good for him.
How would you have done against Lesnar, do you think?
I don't know. You know, it's something that has been tested. You know, it's something you can't throw around. Who would win, Muhammad Ali or Bruce Lee? You know, I mean, come on, you just can't judge. You can't say. You don't know until they get him in the ring.
It would have been a good pro wrestling match if it had happened maybe 10 years ago for sure.
Right.
And what do you think about Conor McGregor and all the craziness he's always getting involved with?
I love Conor. I think Conor's great. You know, I just hope he's got a good team of lawyers, you know. You know, because the thing is, this bullshit on the beach where he threw somebody's phone, he should. Why? What gives anybody the right to come stick their phone in your goddamn face?
I agree with that as well.
You know?
Yeah.
It's, you know, you're private. You're off the clock.
Yeah.
You know, you want to spend time with your family and friends. You can't be invaded. That's a form of assault, man.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I guess you don't follow professional wrestling anymore?
No, I haven't been able to. How'd the match go at WrestleMania?
It was a success. I think Kurt Angle retired. I don't even follow it that closely either. I just know they had a big crowd. Brock Lesnar lost his title, which makes some people think that he might be going to UFC. John Cena is only working part-time now. Ronda Rousey. There's someone I should ask you about, Ronda Rousey. She's made the transition well.
Good for her, but I think, I love John Cena. I think John's a great guy. I only met him twice, but I think he's a great guy. He's got class. He's got class, and he's making it good in the movies, right?
Yeah.
So good for him. And Lesnar, if Lesnar decides to come back into the fight, I mean, he's a hell of an athlete, man. So say what you will about his attitude. He's got a shit attitude. The thing is, he's a great athlete, but I wouldn't give you 2 pennies for a fighter who's not an asshole. You got to be an asshole to be a fighter.
Well, yeah, to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try to knock them unconscious.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you have any tips for fighters out there that are going to be watching this?
Keep your chin down, keep your hands up, and get a prenup. get a prenup.
How many times have you been married?
Just twice. That'll set me back right away.
Do you have kids?
Yeah, I got 2 beautiful daughters. 2 beautiful daughters, 18 and 19, or 17, 18, yeah.
They didn't want to get into the fighting world, I guess?
No. The last 10 years of their life have been pretty miserable. So they, trying to stay away from it.
I see. And for pro wrestling, what advice do you have for pro wrestlers watching this?
Stay off the drugs. Stretch, do yoga, get massages, do everything natural. Stay away from the damn drugs.
What did you think about the Tito Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell fight that happened this year, or last year?
Yeah, I didn't see that. I heard it was a good fight, though.
Yeah. Ortiz got his win.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any interactions with Ortiz over the year?
I saw Ortiz on the bus last year at the Fight Fest, in Vegas. Him and his wife and 2 sons, very nice family, very beautiful family. Kids are well polite, well behaved, he's outstanding. I was just so impressed. Tito's so intelligent. I mean, he did that Celebrity Apprentice thing. He learned a hell of a lot, obviously, So I was just impressed with the whole family.
And what do you think about Dana White? You've had a lot of interactions with him over the years.
Dana's Dana. I mean, it's like, I guess Vince is Vince, Dana's Dana, and Dana's not going to hold back with what he thinks, about you.
And I had a fan question, if you think that your fight with Ken Shamrock was the turning point for both of you guys in your careers.
Yeah, I do. They put the boots to us.
Oh gosh, you scared me.
We're going to be done pretty soon here, so I'll just... And what do you think about the evolution of MMA from when it started back when you were there at the very beginning in UFC 8 to how huge it's become now?
It's amazing, but Brian Johnson and I were just here earlier, and we were discussing it, and the trainers are making the same damn mistakes, now that they made 20 years ago. Most of these fighters going straight in, and they're straight back rather than working the circle. I mean, even Ronda Rousey went straight in, and so she got knocked out. Judo's a circular. Wrestling is a circular. Boxing's a circular, and these people are going straight in and getting knocked flat on their ass.
Yeah. So do you think they should look for angles more, work on their footwork?
Oh, they gotta improve their footwork by far. Rocco Ciatoli, he was my hands guy. He's the one who worked on what's that kid's name? Who's that other kid from Tucson? The world champion for beat the California kid.
It's not coming to me, but You also trained him?
No, Rocco did. Yeah, Rocco trained him.
Okay.
What's his name?
Lucky I remember yours.
Yeah, no shit.
And do you have any message for all your fans that have been following you over the years?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for not forgetting me. You know, that's everybody's like, does it bother you when people come up to you at the store or the restaurant or anything? No, it don't bother me when they don't.
What are some of your best lifts in the gym? Because you were a pretty muscular guy at your peak, still are.
Hell, Barnett, I can't remember a damn thing. That was such a different life. After I had that stroke and that coma, I forgot so much.
Do you think that's related to your fighting? Because Tank Abbott actually had a stroke in recent years as well. I don't know if you've seen him, but he's thin now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's not doing well, unfortunately.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But
what's his name? Oh, he's a lightweight guy.
that's probably why I didn't know, because I don't follow the lightweights.
Are these people from Arizona?
Supposed to be.
Nah, there's none of these guys. This is Phoenix area. Guys from Floyd Wells, Tucson, Floyd Wells. I can see his face. Yes. He fights like Billy Conn used to fight. He comes in and out. He fought TJ and he fought California Kid. He pitter patters, comes in and out.
Yeah, it's not coming to me.
What the fuck is that guy's name?
Did you ever fight Josh Barnett or wrestle against him?
I wrestled Josh, yeah.
In Japan?
Yeah.
He's doing pretty well for himself these days in acting and wrestling. And,
Yeah?
yeah. He's a commentator for New Japan for the U.S.
Yeah, I read in Meltzer's magazine, they cut him loose though, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. That could be possible.
Yeah, he's not happy about that.
Okay.
But he's signed with Bellator, so he's okay now.
Yeah. How old were you when you had your final MMA fight?
I think that was in 2011, back. I had my 5th back surgery in May 2011, and then I think it was October 2011. So, I don't know how old I was, 46 or what.
And obviously you've had a lot of injuries. Any advice to fighters out there watching this about ways to possibly take care of injuries?
I don't have any advice. If you get hurt, stop. Take some time off. That's my thing. I didn't. When you got hurt in Pride, you had to go. They had people fill your space, like that. So you had to go, man. Whether you're hurt or not. None of these. Not like today. They get a sniffle. They call off.
Yeah.
They'll replace your ass. You're just a commodity.
How are your knees holding up?
Knees are good.
Yeah.
They're good. Yeah, thank God.
Did you do a lot of running in your training for cardio back when
Yeah, and I hated every bit of it.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't mind the running, but I don't like burpees.
Yeah.
That's the worst for me.
My thing about training was just thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
But once you do it, once you're in it, you're okay. But man,
Who was your favorite trainer over the years?
Steve Owen. He's the guy who trained me for all my successes, and he's a multi-time judo national champ. I don't know if he's world or not, but he's right up there. He's one of the most respected guys in judo.
And what's your best advice? I know you were a wrestler, but I'm also a wrestler that's done some kickboxing, but for a wrestler going into MMA, what's your best advice for them?
I would take judo and Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Yeah, I think wrestling, judo, Muay Thai pretty much will handle it all.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot for doing this interview with us. I'm sorry that you've had this back issue, but I'm glad that you're being taken care of here.
I'm sorry I ruined your interview, partner.
Hey, it's still good. I still got it. That's good. Yeah.
I'm sorry if I owe you another one. If you know.
Well, you know what? If I'm ever back in Arizona, which I hope I am, because it's a beautiful place, I'll definitely try and get in contact with you again.
Right.
Any last message you want to say to close this off?
Thanks for putting up and listening to me, and sorry I wasn't anywhere near as good as superstar Billy Graham. I probably put you to sleep compared to that guy.
At least yours was under Mark Coleman's 3-hour record interview. You were very straight to the point with your answers.
Oh yeah. Mark evaded.
Yes. We got long, detailed answers. It's not a bad thing, but he definitely went into a lot of detail.
Yeah. How about Soup? How did that one go?
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Tank Abbott was actually really good too.
Really?
Yeah. But he was shooting on people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yours is a very friendly one.
What did he say about me?
Tank didn't say anything bad about you, but he was just like, he was going off on Ronda Rousey, McGregor, Dana White, various wrestlers.
Yeah.
He's in a bit of a cranky mood, but his health is not doing well at all.
Yeah, what happened? He had 5 strokes or what?
He says he had 5 strokes and kidney issues. His liver was transplanted or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from the drinking caught up to him, I guess. But he was literally asleep when I came, and it looked like he was almost gonna fall back to sleep as soon as I was done. He was up for the interview, but like he just doesn't have much energy. He was propped up by pillows. His wife kind of had to prop him up, like he couldn't sit up straight on his own. So it was kind of sad to see. But he was as feisty as ever.
Yeah, I like Tank, man. I really do. Because he's a straight shooter, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, his is one of the best interviews in popularity I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah. He's got a lot of fans out there.
Cool. So it's all on the net right now then?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I got the card, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, the car. Yeah, you
Cool.
can look up the Tank one.
Pretty boring compared to Tank and Superstar.
Yours, I think, is going to do well. People all want to know how you are. When I said that I was going to interview you, everyone was wondering what's happened to you. So I think this is good.
I'm still alive, huh?
Well, he was basically off the grid for 2 years.
Yeah.
He showed up at the Hall of Fame stuff, but that was it.
Could you tell us about finding out you were going to be put in the UFC Hall of Fame?
We were over at Jason Henderson's house smoking cigars and drinking beer, since 2016, and they were making the announcements of who was going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame that year, and they showed first person, and then they showed Dan Severn and I, then they showed another picture of Dan Severn and I walking through the cage. What is wrong with these idiots? Dan Severn's already in the Hall of Fame. Hope these dumbasses ever talk to each other. And then they threw up my name. I was like, holy shit, man. And all the guys spilled their beer, dropped their cigar, and everybody got excited. And Evans called me up right away, laughing his ass off, and because he's the one that put me in. And then Bill Goldberg called, and then my phone just blew up after that, man. It was funny. It was funny.
Are you friends with Bill Goldberg?
I haven't talked to him for a couple of years, so I don't know what I did to piss him off. Sorry, Bill.
What's he like?
Bill's a good guy.
Yeah.
Bill's a good man, He's a hard-working fool. Whatever he decides, he's like Midas, Whatever he touches turns to gold, man. Yeah.
And the induction ceremony itself for the Hall of Fame, that was a good memory for you?
Yeah, it was a real good memory. 2016 was a pretty shitty year for me, So I think that was one of the only good things that happened to me that year,
We did a visit last year to the UFC training center. They gave us a tour.
Yeah.
So he took pictures of everyone in the Hall of Fame. So we probably
We're in
have.
the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they have it on the stairs when you're going up to train. All the Hall of Famers on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter got a 2-month internship with the UFC this summer. You know, because she got a full ride scholarship to Johns Hopkins University.
Okay.
And she got a 3.85 or 3.90. She's pissed. She says it should be a 4.0. They're not adding up right. But she's hot. But yeah, she applied for, writing because she's gonna be an author. Hell of an author.
She can write your book and you can make some money off of that.
Exactly.
That's actually what you should get her on.
Oh, I don't know if I said the last 10 years weren't good for the kids, so I don't think it'd be good.
You should get someone to write your book though, and then do tours of the autograph conventions because those pay pretty well.
Yeah. Well, Ant Evans and I were talking about it, but then he just fell off the grid.
Okay.
Do you know Ant?
No.
He's with British fella with the UFC.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good guy, but he got fired because he got sick, taking a lot of time off work. They fired him. Typical Hollywood liberals, you know. They want equal rights for everybody, but want to fix their pocketbook.
Did you do any normal jobs after MMA, or did you?
No, hell no.
Yeah.
I was so wrecked up, buddy. And this is what my life's been like for the last 5 years, I think. Since 10, May 2010, May 2011, and 8 and 9 were no good for me. I think I made movies. Well, I made movies all the way into 15. After after 2011. I moved over to Hollywood for a year or two, probably 2 years, I guess. Got a couple of jobs, and then I kind of went flat, They're not making movies and not filming in Hollywood anymore. Taxes are too high. Oh, you guys stole them.
Yeah.
We're paying for your health care.
Our taxes are extremely high.
We're paying for your health care, man.
Good.
Thanks, brother.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, man. Thank you very much.
Huge fan.
I'm glad. Oh, thank you, man. I'm glad we got to meet.